Bart, you used to be in the military. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen somebody get an honorary ranking before?
It's extremely rare, but I have met a few people that have done it.
What's honorary ranking?
So you know there's like ranks, like it goes like corporal, sergeant, staff sergeant, whatever. From each rank, from one to another, there's like time, there's requirements, you have to show leadership, like you have to, it's like getting promoted in a company. You have to go through the steps, and then depending on how much you kill it, it might take longer or shorter. And then so the honorary ranking would be like someone that just works at McDonald's from like day one, and then maybe like in 6 months they're the manager. They get promoted straight to the manager. Past assistant manager, past shift manager, past lead teller.
So an honorary kind of ranking, when you hear that, or when you see somebody who is honorarily titled that, does that mean that they like more quickly bypass something, or do they endure or do something unique that like gave them that?
It's probably they're outstanding.
Oh
like,
shit!
Like, oh, that fool's a fucking stud. And then usually when you see the way they carry themselves and the way they do their job, you're like, oh, this guy's a fucking, like, he's like a Kobe. He's like a Kobe at
It's like those fifth graders that we saw in community college who wanted to take college classes. And I always cracked me up because there was always children in my classes.
Can you drive on base and shit as an honorary rank?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how like base doesn't let you just drive on if you're a civilian?
The credential.
Well, if he's military, he's driving around everywhere.
Yeah, I think
what if you're not military though? And you get an honorary rank?
Oh, are you talking about like civilian crossing over to military?
Exactly.
That I have never heard of. I have never
like getting
heard of
knighted.
that.
that's what I was thinking about too, because like usually when I hear somebody's like an honorary something, it'd be like an honorary Kinja's member. It's like you're not a Kinja, but like we're just honored that you can come in with the crew.
Me and Joe, like that.
Yeah.
Or when doctors get like honorary doctorates from like a random university.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like that?
Like Hillary Clinton just got one.
Yeah, that I never heard of. Civilian crossing over, never. But I've heard of like someone that was like a private first class and then he became like a corporal. I've heard of
Do you guys know what rank James Bond is in the
James Bond.
in the Royal Navy?
I thought they don't even exist. MI6 doesn't
You
exist.
talking about Daniel Craig?
Talking about Daniel Craig.
He's an honorary military.
He just was made an honorary commander in the British Royal Navy.
That's fire though.
What the
Fire.
fuck?
He could do anything, that guy.
Without being in the military?
No, he's not in the military.
So
Did
can
it
he just...
say James Bond or did it say Daniel Craig though?
This is Craig.
True.
Dude, that motherfucker might as well be a commander.
Can he just tell people like, hey, private, I'm a commander now, and they have to respect it because he has a title?
Yeah.
He's supposed to. How come this fool looks more legit than the other guy?
I know, dude.
I know, right?
Yeah, he actually like when you watch the Goodfellas,
Saying this guy looks like a little pussy.
like Ray Liotta and Robert De Niro look way more mafia than the guys that they were playing.
Even
So
the
true.
guy,
Yeah.
you know, we watched Casino recently.
I love Casino.
And then the guy that Robert De Niro plays,
Yeah.
Lefty Rosenthal, he looks like a really weak simp.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy. The movie.
That sounds like the ultimate diss, by the way. You look like a
But
really weak
I
simp.
mean, De Niro just looks like a man, right? But you know, in the movie Casino, De Niro's character is quite the simp. Because because
Dude, he's doing a De Niro impression here.
He's doing a De Niro impression.
That's interesting.
that's not him, is it him?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the girl that he falls in love with constantly has a side piece man, right? So he.
Yeah, there's another picture of him, but
It's a whack haircut, dude. And I can say that I have a whack hair too. So.
But yeah, it's because he was that. The character was that. So it just doesn't look right with De Niro being that way because he's more masculine.
And he's way cooler.
He's like,
He's
cooler,
boss,
yeah.
That's fucking crazy. I've never heard of a civilian crossing over into the military like that. I wonder how.
Well, the UK does do random shit like that, right? Like think about like knighting somebody, Sir Elton John.
Yeah, what is that about?
What does it mean to be a knight anymore?
I never saw Elton John on a fucking horse jousting people.
Hey, you know he jousts people though.
That's
But that
true.
I understand more because they have a history of the king and queen knighting people for centuries. You know, like you can do something, you can save my daughter's life, I knight you, here's a plot of land. So it's like part of their history.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe there's some sort of like, because it's the UK specifically, this isn't necessarily like American military we might be referencing, right? This is like in the British naval honorary.
And you know, it's not that
And
powerful.
James Bond is a very also UK like
Yeah.
You know, that'd be like
Oh,
us
that makes
naming
sense.
like our Jack Ryan or something. Like
Steven
that.
Seagal.
That's like, can you name a Canadian general like without laughing?
Do they?
General Maple.
Do they have honorary? Is he the first honorary like military person?
No, he's not. But
Oh, okay.
but it is. It is
Sean Connery was before.
I know, probably.
but it is
And then Pierce
interesting
Brosnan.
that they made him an honorary commander because James Bond is also a commander. So that's why they made him commander. And in fact, it really just like you enter and you're what's called a mate, then you're a lieutenant, then you're a commander. So it's not that high of a rank.
So this is really just fan service.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is just
It's
press.
publicity for the movie coming out.
We should have had.
It's
Steven
publicity for the
Seagal.
Navy. For
Steven
sign-ups.
Seagal should have been an honorary.
You want to be a
general.
commander like James Bond?
Oh yeah.
Honorary mess cook, Steven Seagal.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, you know who recently had one of these? Manny Pacquiao did too.
Really?
Yeah, he was an honorary something. This fool wore his military uniform. This fool had like 6,000 ribbons and fucking medals. I'm like,
That's
what
baller,
the
though.
fuck?
That's baller.
I'm like, that's like some fucking like North Korean dictator. You just add whatever the.
Which he is now running for president.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running for president, dude.
But usually it's like, oh, you saved the motherfucker's life. You jumped on a grenade. You know, this fool is just like. Went to the army surplus store and like, get me everything. I'm about to put everything right here.
Those are all the people he beat up.
Put me 12 stars. He's just like 12 stars. Every fucking ribbon.
That's
you
a
can
sick
think of.
Manny Pacquiao impression.
It's crazy.
Are you all a fan of Daniel Craig's James Bond?
I love it,
He's
dude.
my favorite one.
He's so good.
Fucking love it.
Casino Royale is so good.
That's a great movie.
So good.
Skyfall, great movie.
Yeah.
For me, it's my favorite one because it's the most believable one.
Yeah.
Which one? Casino Royale?
No, Daniel
Daniel
Craig.
Craig?
Yeah, him as like James Bond.
Well, slowly they're amping up like his toys and gadgets and all that stuff, like the style to be more original.
And he's getting more Vin Diesel-ish where you could jump off a building and shit.
But Casino Royale was the very, very first like that, you know. And people hated on him for it, by the way. Did you guys see that documentary?
Gio hates him.
I like the one before.
Yeah, because Gio thinks like what she understands James Bond to be is like this suave, smooth-talking guy, and Daniel Craig is just too like.
Too rugged. But in the
I
books,
agree.
he's more rugged. Apparently, I never read the fucking book.
But also, though, did you really believe Pierce Brosnan was doing
Never.
all the
I
killing?
never believed him.
dude.
But he was hot as fuck, dude.
He fucked. Oh my god.
Much of a puss with the dad bod?
Yeah, but he's so fucking hot.
He was, bro.
I don't know.
I don't get
Yeah,
people who
'cause-
say Sean Connery was the hottest one. I don't get it.
No.
Yeah, but
I understand it if you were like born in the 60s
Yeah, those are the people that say that.
at that time.
But I like that one though.
I just rewatched The Rock. You guys remember The Rock?
Yes, with
Sean Connery's still hot.
Yeah.
He's like an old man. He's fucking.
So was Nicolas Cage at the time, right?
He is too. By the way, there's like an internet thing. I encourage anyone to look it up. But basically, The Rock is almost like a lost James Bond movie because like he's basically Sean Connery's playing James Bond in that movie. Like if you think about it,
Like an older James Bond that was captured.
Who went to jail?
not just but exactly. So like just after Dr. No, the idea is that he got captured. And that actually lines up with some of the shit from the movie. There's a great Reddit post about it that I read. It was like fucking nuts. It was mind blowing.
I love The Rock. It was cool to see like
Great movie.
like both American militaries like fighting each other because you'll never see that.
Yeah.
So that concept of the like you stand down, no you stand down, no you stand down, no you stand down.
I love that part.
It's tight, yeah.
Love that shit.
I will not belay that order.
Yeah.
Fucking love that scene, dude.
I feel like the genre changed though. Like it's more actiony.
Yeah.
With Sean, the Sean Connery stuff was more like Austin Powery.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
True.
Well, it is
like
now.
Random mystery.
Remember there was like that one little dude in it?
Oh yeah.
The little guy?
You're talking about Oddjob?
Oddjob.
He wasn't really little. If you actually, it's funny because you remember it that way because.
I thought he was this little person.
Well, remember the game? He was like really small and shit. But in real life, the guy's he's a big Hawaiian dude.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Maybe it was,
No,
maybe it was
the
time.
other guy. There's an actual little person in the one. It's the one from the 60s.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I believe you though.
But Mini-Me was a parody of that guy's
Oh right, from Dr. No or whatever.
Yeah. But I think back then it was more like mystery, like espionage, like quirky characters.
It's more of a
whatever.
spy movie.
And sex.
It was its own genre.
Very spy. It created the spy.
Spy sex, yeah.
Yeah.
But then with the Daniel Craig, it just feels like any other action movie. Like the mystique or the brand of 007, I feel like just turned into an action movie like Mission Impossible.
You guys don't think he's slick though?
He's slick. I think
It's
he's
slick,
mad
but I think
slick.
that it changed the feel of 007.
It made it more realistic, huh?
Well, what about because in one of the recent ones, Cube visits him and he just gives him a gun and like a fucking radio.
Yeah, yeah. The watch radio.
I kind of thought it was charming in its own way because it's like more
that made sense.
realistic instead of fucking Pierce Brosnan getting an invisible car.
Or like Kingsman, the Kingsman movies, which is an ode to the old spy styles, which were a lot more over the top.
Yeah.
An umbrella that has fucking not as realistic, right?
But maybe somewhere in the middle.
Colin Firth got shot like 900 times and then he's alive in the second movie. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Sick though.
I enjoyed Daniel Craig.
I love him.
Yeah, it's cool.
When he comes out the water and shit, he's all sexy. I'm like biting my lip the whole time, dude. Fuck.
That was the moment that everybody finally started believing in him as James Bond, because like in this new Apple TV documentary that just came out about it, because I remember reading about how people were giving him a lot of hate. People hated that he was blonde. People hated that he was like not as sexy.
Yep.
And
CraigNotBond.com.
He's kind of like ugly.
Yeah, right. So people were just hating on him.
Yeah.
And then the paparazzi apparently fucking like literally in that Casino Royale scene where he comes out of the water, right? Paparazzi apparently like stayed in the sand, hid in the sand for like the night.
Wow.
In order to be able to get the shots of him coming out the water, but then when they got it and he was all sexy as fuck, that's when everybody's like, all right, I'm excited for this.
He's in. He's in.
So it's like super superficial, but at the same time like well deserved.
Well, before that, I just knew him because he was in the Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, he was.
And he's always a supporting role, so it didn't feel right to have him be like the lead, but killed it.
I like that one scene where in Casino Royale where he was poisoned, right? And then he noticed.
Yeah,
and he was like,
dude.
oh fuck. But then he like. I think that's where his acting chops really kicked in, where you see him try to like keep everything under control while not giving away that he's like vulnerable now. And he goes to the car, he's trying to put the fucking electrodes in, but he's still trying to keep it cool while fucking dying.
Yeah.
At the same time, then it cuts back to like HQ, and they're like, oh, just put it in. Deet, deet, deet. It's like, oh, and you see him die, but then finally like it
She saves him. She
pushes.
Oh yeah. So it was cool to like see him under extreme duress, still try to keep it cool, and like you're like, okay, that's double.
And then he gets revived, and then he's like, buds it up. He's like, you gotta finish this fucking casino game.
So sick.
And he shows back up at the table, and they're like, the guy's like, oh fuck, it's the best.
And I was like fucking dad
Crying
bleeding
tears.
eyes.
Yeah, dude.
Casino Royale's so
It
good.
was directed by Martin Campbell, who also did GoldenEye, which is like one of my favorite Bond movies of all time.
GoldenEye was really good. Even the
Didn't they do a
video
game?
game.
Yeah, they did a game.
N64. It's all blocky now.
Those two.
It was the
are
first
best.
person shooter. That was the first person shooter,
Yeah,
right?
that was like one of the OG ones.
And then he turns the corner like that.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. So sick.
I got into James Bond during Roger Moore era.
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore's great.
Was he the original?
No, Sean Connery was.
Sean Connery.
No.
It goes.
No, there's some one before.
No, so it goes Connery, and then it goes this guy named what the fuck is his name?
was
He
a lame
model.
one.
He was a model, and he did On Her Majesty's Secret Service, George Lazenby, and then he lost the job because he wanted too much money or some shit, and then they got Roger Moore.
What's the one when they went to Thailand?
That's Bangkok Dangerous.
They've been all over the place.
There's an Asia one.
Yeah,
Own back.
they've been all over. I'm just trying to remember which one. I don't know. They all.
No, the old one, the old like the 70s one in Asia. Yeah.
Definitely more though.
Okay.
It's like Octopussy, Live and Let Die.
The Hangover 2.
There you go.
There was no Asian actors.
Goldfinger.
I don't know.
Could be any of them, bro.
Love you long time.
We love you all the time.